David had everything a man could ask for: a beautiful home, a successful business, a loving family, and enough money to never worry about tomorrow. He believed he was in control of his life. Until one ordinary Tuesday morning, everything changed. His business collapsed, his savings disappeared, and within a few months, the house he had spent 20 years building became someone else's. David stood outside his empty home, holding a single box of belongings. For the first time in his life, he had nothing. He looked toward the sky and whispered, "Why me?" But there was no answer. For weeks, David lived in a tiny room above an old grocery store. He stopped talking to people. He stopped smiling. And most importantly, he stopped believing that his life had any meaning. One rainy evening, while walking through the city, David noticed an old homeless man sitting beneath a bridge. The man was soaked, but strangely, he was smiling. David stopped. "How can you smile when you have nothing?" he asked. The old man looked at him and said, "Who told you I have nothing?" David looked around. "You have no home, no money, no family." The old man smiled again. "I have another morning to wake up. I have rain to listen to. I have strangers to meet, and I have another chance to be kind." David didn't know what to say. The old man continued, "You lost what you owned, but don't confuse that with losing who you are." Those words stayed with David. The next morning, he decided to start again. He found a small job, then another. He began helping people who were struggling just as he had struggled. Years passed. David eventually built another successful business, but this time he built something different. He created a foundation that helped people who had lost everything. One day he returned to the bridge, but the old man was gone. David asked around. Nobody knew where he had gone. Before leaving, David noticed something carved into the stone beneath the bridge. It said, "Sometimes God takes everything from your hands, so you finally notice what was always in your heart." David smiled, because now he understood. Losing everything had not destroyed his life. It had finally taught him how to live. And sometimes, the greatest loss in our lives is not a punishment. It is a lesson that teaches us what truly matters. Because when everything you have disappears, you finally discover who you really are.